Bitcoin right now is at a make or break it moment. Because like we've said earlier, the $96,000 barrier is the most important barrier for Bitcoin to reach the crazy heights we expect it to reach in the upcoming weeks. Then again, earlier we've stated that right now it's not Bitcoin season anymore. No. It actually turned into an Ethereum season, as the last couple of days, Ethereum has been gaining massively versus Bitcoin. We also noticed that with the coins that were pumping over the past 24 hours, a lot of the Ethereum ecosystem coins were going crazy, but something pretty bad just happened to Ethereum. The Ethereum co-founder, 𝗕𝗓𝗪, just sent about $70 million worth of Ethereum to Kraken, and it's kind of funny. I mean, him sending money around, it's his own money, he can do what he wants. But every single time a huge amount of Ethereum like this is sent, the price dumps pretty instantly. And now I'm just looking on the side here and I see Ethereum just falling a couple of percent. It's kind of funny how coincidental. I mean, is it a coincidence really? But how much an effect it really has. But I meant it could be a coincidence that Bitcoin right now is falling, so Ethereum is also. But throughout the last few days, every single time Bitcoin was falling, Ethereum actually held up quite strongly. And man, does that make me think of price manipulation. I mean, if the guys at the Ethereum Foundation, etc., already know that every single time they send huge amount of money to exchanges, the price also dumps nearly instantly. Are they doing that on purpose? I mean, they got to do it to sell, but is it not a sort of price manipulation then if they kind of know it already? Anyway, talking about manipulation, something kind of sketchy just happened, man. I mean, there's a project called GFT. Never really heard of it, but it's called Gifto. Anyway, what they did is they were getting delisted from Binance. That is a big deal. Whenever you get delisted from such a huge exchange, people lose confidence. Now, what these guys did, though, is pure fraud. I can't call it fraud, actually. And the reality of things is just bad manners. But what they did, at least what it seems like they did, is it seems that the moment they got delisted, or at least it was announced, they decided to mint another 1.2 billion GFT. So I guess they doubled their entire supply just overnight. They then put all that money into a lot of other different exchanges like KuCoin, MEXC, HTX, BitGet, Binance, OKX, and everywhere they could, and then decided to sell it all off to make some final money, basically. Now, again, that's like crime. I don't know. I'm not sure if you can consider it crime because, I mean, it's in the code for it to be allowed to do so, but it's definitely bad manners, like the ultimate bad manners. And again, what's already being speculated now is they'll just say they got hacked. And somebody asks, wonder why they do that? I hope that's sarcastic, because at the end of the day, if your project is dying out, the volume is gone, it's going to get delisted everywhere, might as well make one quick money grab before going out, huh? And I guess they can always say either they got hacked, sure, or that it's allowed for them to do so, to mint more, because it was always in the rules anyway. It's very, very bad manners, though. I would never trust the team if I knew who they were. Anyway, to get back to our trades, everything is moving quite joyfully, quite beautifully. I mean, a Cardano trade is still in 1,130% worth of profit. We turned $85 into $960. The 𝗵𝗵𝗃 trade, roughly $800 in, about 30% worth of profit right now. Bitcoin, our trade is $32,000. We only put in $3,000 though. Right now, 17.5K worth of profit and already 9.5K cashed out, so about 26K worth of profit. Dogecoin, a $10,000 trade, only put $1,000 in. Right now, still at about $28,000 or so worth of profit. Ethereum is actually the best performer quite recently. Let's just take a little bit of a look at that trade. As we took it at one of the best supports right here. Theoretically speaking, we could try sell some chunks here. Now that we're in pretty juicy profit, but I kind of think we're going way higher. Right now at about 150% profit, $7,600 put in. Right now $12,000 in the plus. Solana is one of the worst ones. We put in $50 because it was a mistake. And right now it's about 500% with a profit, $260. But obviously it's kind of little, right? We already cashed out about 100% as well. Then WIF is in a big loss. And then below that is our XRP trade, which right now we're facing some hardships for, but we attempted to break out earlier. On the shorter term, you can actually see it better. We didn't get through. Right now, still, we put about $1,500 in, still about $30,000 worth of profit, so definitely not bad. On the Blowfin chart, we can see, though, we got a nice little bounce off of the support for XRP over the past few hours. And the $250 put into this account right now, the trade is worth about $430, or actually 4K USDT in total. Anyway, so right now, about $915 $100 worth of profit or so. We put this trade open together in a live stream a few days back. And again, if you want to also trade, check out the link down below to Blowfin, as right now there's a competition going on. We got a couple of cool prizes to win, but also the more you trade, the more you get. And I think they told me that a couple of our traders, I think 5 traders, are also going to be getting themselves a free $200 bonus, just $200 for free for being in our team. As right now there's a team competition going on where we were doing good. But right now, we're falling off a little bit. We're still in 29th place, guys. We got to pick it up a little bit. And right now, if you're wondering what our trades are, for the most part, this trading strategy is still the same. Whenever XRP dips, for example, here we could have bought at 143, try to buy again at 135, and perhaps a very deep order at 127 as a 3-layered buy. Or in the grand scheme of things, if we wanted to be more risk averse, we could only set an order at about 129 and then try to flip our way back to either the resistance that we've broken through now as a first base, maybe take a half, and then the second layer at roughly 147 or so, or slightly higher, just where we're facing some hardships right now. It's an example though, but generally speaking, our idea has been the market is basically going to keep moving up, right? We know that for a while. Bitcoin now is facing some hardships on the short term, but if this breakout sets through, we all know the target is going to be pretty damn ridiculous. And like I said, even though on the short term there is some trouble in paradise, the longer term for Bitcoin is set. And it seems like we've entered our phase 2 in the grand scheme of things. So when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to our Dogecoin, I'll show you real quick here, which again is doing crazy in terms of profit. All I'm thinking of is, where do I buy the freaking dip to either sell the tops, because right now you can see we're basically coming back to the same exact top time and time again. So if we just keep on layering our ways down, we get ourselves an average price as low as possible, we can sell these tops if we want to cash in crazy amounts of profit and then buy back in cheaper. Or again, this is not for a stash, this is only for contracts, right? If you got your tokens, I would not really be comfortable selling them so early at like 40 cents and trying to buy back cheaper, because maybe it goes on a crazy rampage like right here. But if I have contracts like I do right now, I can easily sell it right here at 40 cents, cash in dollars, because again, the idea is, let's say you have $1,000, right? That's our base. We are able to buy some Doge, for example, at 34 cents. If we're able to sell it at 40 cents, we just made money. Our $1,000 might go to $2,000 now, for example. Now, even if we have sold everything and we buy back in at like 143, we can buy $2,000 in right there, sell it, for example, for $3,000. And it doesn't really matter that now all of a sudden the price is way higher. If we want to buy more Doge, it's way too high, blah, 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 because we're not trying to buy a certain amount of tokens. With these positions here, I don't even know the amount of tokens I have. I don't care. All I care about is the dollar value that it's got. So whenever I can buy a dip like this, I don't care that soon I might have to buy a dip that's like all the way over here, right? Because maybe the price is going to go like this. Then it dips back down. I have to buy another dip before it continues back upwards, right? If you were thinking of amount of tokens, you'd buy in here and just hold on, because you're trying to get your average price as low as possible in a different manner. In this case here, it doesn't matter what dip we buy, right? Could be the 36-cent dip, it could be the 50-cent dip. I don't care. I'm just trying to get these dips, buy back in cheaply, and sell when it gets to the top. I'm not really too much of a selling, or at least I'm not showing you too much selling on the channel here, but generally speaking, I always tell that to everybody watching these videos. It is way wiser to just sell every single time it goes for a crazy run than holding on, because otherwise you're basically holding off forever, because you don't know when the big break is going to be, right? And maybe it's going to come right back down. For a lot of people, it's way easier to just cash out. And this is what I keep saying, right? Right now, for example, at 40 cents a Doge, because my average price is so low at 14 cents, I can easily just cash out some right now. I can do it as an example. You guys can't see it anymore. I want to say I could cash out something right now at roughly 40 cents because, well, my $1,000 is still in 20,000 US dollars worth of profit. I might as well. The counter to that, my argument, is kind of like I described here, right? We talked about this breakout for Bitcoin. Worked beautifully, by the way. We talked about it. You can see we put about $2,000 in. It's right now at about $36,000 worth of profit. We paid some funding fees, though, because we kept this trade open for a longer period of time. But if I had just sold, my target was $100,000, right? We came right below at about 99,000. But since I was waiting for 100,000, I didn't sell because I was being quote unquote greedy. Now, again, following our trading strategies, it's always best to just sell whenever your target's at. Then again, with a major psychological barrier like 100K, where to be honest, they were just gatekeeping this $100 million at 100K just for fun. I don't know why exactly they were trying to sell at 100K. I guess just bears being bears. But if I just sold right there, if I bought back in here at 91, right? Yes, my average price would be way higher than the 34,000, which it's at right now. And the reason I don't want to do it is because this one, it's basically never going to get liquidated at 34,000, right? But and this is a very, very important thing to realize. If I just sell at a 99 and buy back in right there, with the amount of dollars I would have gotten, it would have definitely been worth it just to get a new juicy entry and then make profit on the way back up. This could again have been a 60% profit in just a span of a day or two, because in bull market, we buy dips. There's a couple of my friends who are really good at shorting in bull markets, trying to short these tops. I don't know how to do it in the best way. It's literally a handful of times that I thought a short would be the best idea, unless you're hedging against something or you're trying to basically do a hedge funding rate strategy where you buy the asset in shorts to basically get the funding fees as a gift, which can be maybe like 10% a year or so return on your money, which is basically a free return though. So a lot of people like to do that, which could be crazier in bull markets, by the way, because again, with funding fees, if you short in a bull market, you basically get paid the fees, a funding fee, which can be quite a lot. It can be more than 10% even if you're lucky. So some people do that. But generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of shorting because, again, we know that generally speaking, for multiple years, it's just better to follow this strategy along, keep thinking it's going to go up because it usually will. And even though there might be some bumps in the road, and it's, again, not fully bloomy, right? You can see right now we just got rejected. On the broader scheme, though, also just got rejected. We all know that soon enough, this will just set through, even if it's slightly more downwards, maybe even towards 90,000 before breaking out again. And again, this is going to get so crazy once we start rolling from here, which will happen most likely very soon. Everything is going to start flourishing, and I'm all ready for it. But yeah, if you want to trade, some links are down below to Blowfin right now. Some crazy competitions are going on. A lot of profit, or I should say a lot of free gibbies you can get. Check out the link down below to Blowfin. And make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed this video. A lot of cool videos are coming though, so stick around.